Well, I got me a series of targets set up. These right here, they're called dueling trees. They're designed so that you can shoot like having a game, a competition. The backs of them are, I don't know if you can see, they're made to flip around like this. They catch on that angle line on each side. If you notice, they're leaning just slightly forward. And then when you shoot them, bullet hits it, flips it around, and then the person that's shooting the orange has to get them all over on the other side and turn them white, and that way he can win. Now these are 6-inch targets. These are made out of AR-500 steel, so they withstand a high caliber on the rifle. We got one down here. We were shooting them with a 22 at about 25 yards. It don't even hardly hurt them. It kind of chipped the paint off, but that wasn't any problem. So then we made another one here that's got a 4-inch target, so it pulls it down considerably. It's all the same thing. You want to make that leg in the front kind of a little longer than you do in the back because of the tilt forward, so it won't tilt over. Then I made this one here. This is a flipper. It'll spin and flip around. So when you shoot it, now this is just regular 1/4-inch plate steel, and we were shooting these at 100 yards with a 223, just regular old cheap ammunition, and it'd go right through them. So, but it's kind of fun to shoot. Be better if you shot it with the 22. Then we fixed this rack here. It's kind of like a curtain rod at a house. We fix it to lift up on that end, take it off. We took some nylon straps, put these clips on here to clip on to hold the, like paper clips, fix them to hold the clay pigeons, and then that way it gives you a disposable target to shoot at, but makes it kind of nice. These others, you know, you can shoot them and just keep shooting them and don't have to come down and change them, but the other way gives you something else to shoot at. And then I built this deal here. It's made out of a bridge timber. We've been drinking these protein drinks, and I've been saving all the bottles. They're about the size of an old style milk bottle. So I'm gonna be putting some sand or rock, a little bit, a handful of gravel in the bottom, something so they won't blow off, and be able to set them up there in a row, which will make a tighter shoot to try to hit, and then it'll knock them all off, and then you can come down and shoot it. That bridge timber should be heavy enough, even if you shot it up a lot, it's not gonna just completely disintegrate it. And I put them on creosote poles down the ground. I'd like to get me some like little targets to just stuck in the wall on, like put one rod on them, like rabbits and squirrels and things like that. Cut them out with a plasma cutter and paint them and have them sitting there and be able to use a handgun or something or backup. Right back here, let's see, it's over here. This is a 25-yard spacing here, and I'm building these stools to set on. They're like little tractor seats that I bought them at a flea market one time, and I put some of them together. I'm gonna make them with adjustable stands so you can adjust them to get the height. That same thing, I took another bridge timber and put on top of some posts, makes it solid so when the cattle get over here, they're not gonna tear up my stuff. But this is at 25 yards. That'll kind of show you where we're at. Gives you a good shot at all the targets. And that's 25 yards. We come on back and I'll put another one at 25 yards further, which would be 50 yards from the target. And I'm doing the same thing here. I put two posts in the ground and leveled them and cut them off and put some of these bridge timbers. I had an old wooden bridge that I took apart and got all these timbers out of. So it makes a good solid spot. Cows knock over the chair here, but I can just set them back up. You got something to brace yourself to shoot off of. Gives you a little longer shot. That'll be 50 yards. And then it's kind of hone in your skills. And then we come down here. Right down here we put one that's what would be 75 yards. I hadn't made it. I'm gonna make some stools a little bit taller to set here. I was gonna put a couple of stools on each one. This one's still got the bridge planks in it. Those are boogers to get out of there too. I got them driven out, but they're so big around that a regular claw hammer and stuff won't connect to them. So I've got to build me a tool to pull those out. But anyway, this is like a walk-up height. You can just stand here, move back and forth, and you can see your target down there. It's quite a ways off. Well, it's 75 yards. But that gives us a shot through here. We can stand here and take a shot off of a brace, or you can just stand and try to freehand it. But when you get out here, a 4-inch target's pretty hard to hit. Those on that spinner is 3 inches, so it really gets toughen it up. And then we come on down, back down here, and this one is at 100 yards. And I built it, same kind of deal, except I put 2 bridge timbers on it, made it a flat table so I can put sandbags and brace props and all that. And I can sit in here with a spotting scope, and it'll actually work in a situation. This is an old calf shed I got up there one time, and I've been using it, and then we built a cow barn for cattle, so they don't need it anymore. So I brought it down here and set it up. I think I'm gonna have to raise it up because to get in there, but you can walk in, duck your head coming in, and get in. And it's kind of, all right, there's my table. What I did was I come down here and I notched that post and bolted that piece on there. It's about 26 inches, 28 inches across there. But it's real solid, and I've got chairs in here also. And it gives you an opportunity to sit down at a bench. You can get in here if it's an old cloudy, misty day or something. It gives you an opportunity to come in and be able to come down and shoot when you can't do nothing else. But it's the other thing, it's down in it's in a low area that's probably 30 feet below everything around you. There's a ridge all the way in a kind of a horseshoe shape, comes all the way around us, so there's no possibility, unless you're just terrible, you're not gonna shoot up in the sky or something. And the tree's probably deflected anyway, but it's pretty heavy timbered. And I cleared this path down through here to make it where we could get in here and have a straight shot through there. And each one of the stations will be able to shoot to the targets. I got some sandbags that I ordered some that rifle rests that you can set it on, rest your rifle in there. And really, if you want to get it, you can shoot with no movement at all. It's about like shooting out of a vise. But these tables are set up, if you did that, then you could do it. Now, then I've got a spotting scope that's can set up that I can look down there and see where you're shooting and everything, what you hit. I've got to build me a backstop on that one where right below the clay pigeons, and be able to go up there and pin paper targets on it. And I think I'll build it out of netting or something and put some clothespins on it. And then that way, if you have some paper targets you want to clip on there and to be able to walk away with and take and prove how good a shot you are, then that'll work real good like that. So it's trying to make it where it'd be real handy or be usable for everybody. If I raise this up a little bit, you can have some company. The room's pretty big. I could put a table back there and fix it to where you could put your other guns if you wanted in there, have it come down here and have your ammunition and everything. That back of this thing's made so it raises up and you can put legs under it, so in the summertime if it's hot, then you can open that up and get a breeze through here. And still, you'll definitely need to use some headgear in here because it'd be pretty loud if you didn't. But I do think probably one of these days I'll get this and raise it up about 2 foot. That would be plenty to give it where it'd be 6 foot in the back. I'd give it plus, and in the front it would make it where it'd be a 6 foot door opening. If you're taller than that, you're probably used to having to duck anyway around places. About 100 yards is a little ways to walk if you're having to go down there and change the targets out. So that's one of the reasons I liked having them flip targets, so that we can shoot them. And that old AR-500 metal, when you hit it, it dings like hitting, kind of like hitting a bell. You know you hit it, you don't question it. And then the other thing, it'll flip around. I'm down here cleaning up some of this stuff, and a lot of trees had fell, and so I dug a pit over there, made me a burn pit, and let me clean up all the metal. I'll get that covered back over, and then I've got a brush hog goes on in front of a bobcat. I can kind of keep this path opened up. You can see here it kind of gets growed up awful fast. And there we are at 25 yards.